enlightenment. It's empowerment. It's laughter. It's living. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. It's the Renada Collins Love and Wisdom television show. Starring the beautiful, the bold, the fairest of them all, Renada Collins.
Loving show. Today's show, we're going to be talking about turning negativity into prosperity. The reason why I did this show and the reason why I picked this topic today is because so many times we're faced with negativities, we're faced with adversities, but how do we turn it into prosperity? So, in order for me to tell you how to turn it into prosperity, we have to first understand what prosperity means. Because for so many people, we think that prosperity is what? Financial gain. But prosperity comes in multiple different arenas. You probably say, well, how is that? If I tell you that you can get prosperity by gaining family members, how many of us probably have siblings who we're not speaking with, family members we're not dealing with? So guess what? That's a lack, right? And I'm sure that we don't have those family members because what? A negative situation, right? So what do we have to do? We have to learn how to process what has happened. How do we process? The first thing we say is, what's my responsibility in that situation? What is my role in that situation? Then you ask, the next question to yourself is, are they receiving my message as I intended them to? You know what I mean? So many times we have a message that we deliver and a person receive it from their own perspectives. It isn't wrong. It's their perspectives. So what has to happen is communication. We have to be able to communicate and say, I said this. What did you think I meant when I said this? Whatever that this is. Because we automatically assume that you're receiving what I said from the perspective I intended it. But guess what? We have things that alters our perspectives. We have relationships that alter our perspectives. We have family members that alter our perspective. We have the community involvement that alters our perspective. There's multiple things that alter our perspectives. So today, we're going to talk about how to process it so that it can be for your prosperity. And guess what? I don't know if y'all thought that prosperity was only financial gain, but today we're going to be talking about gain. I want you guys to gain in your family, gain in your business, gain in your community, gain within yourself. Because guess what? The main thing that we're going to talk about when we come back from commercial break later on, we're going to talk about how to process the hurt. And how do we lack ourselves from building relationships with people? You know, because what I want you guys to do is to be able to say, you know what? This is what I've done. This is the results that I received from it, but I don't like the consequences. I don't like the outcome. So we're going to learn about how to process those things. And we're going to learn how to be respectful of others' people's decisions. Okay? So guys, thank you so much for being here. We're going to go on a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with more Renada Collins Love and Wisdom Show.
Are you ready for real talk with real people? It's me, your girl, Renada Collins. Come out to be a part of my live studio audience. Let's talk success and failure, love and wisdom, and so much more. For more information, go to www.renadacollinstv.com. Tune in to be inspired. Tune in to be cultivated. Tune in because you love real talk with real people. And that's the Renada Collins Love and Wisdom Show.
New Orleans, come on down to the NOLA Palms Hall. We're located at 5961 Bullard Avenue in New Orleans, Louisiana. Let us host your anniversary party, bachelorette party, bridal party, graduation party, wedding reception, birthday party, baby shower, your birthday party, and more. Your event happens at the NOLA Palms, and let them know it's your girl Renada Collins from the Love and Wisdom Show. That's you.
J. Lewis Ice Carvings, where we create beautifully hand-carved, custom-designed ice sculptures with you in mind, bringing a touch of elegance and ambiance to every event. Stop by our location today and place your order for your next big event. We're located at 781 Berman Highway at Suite 107. Or you can give us a call at 504-558-4428. We also can be reached on Instagram and Facebook at J. Lewis Ice Carvings. Remember, let J. Lewis Ice Carvings ice your design.
Did you know that each Dickey's barbecue pit is locally owned by your very own pitmaster? We smoke our meats on site every day. Hold up, I love this part. Chopped or sliced, piled high on a toasted bun, and call it done. It's not processed, it's a process, and has been since 1941.
Come to Dickey's, where we speak barbecue.
Welcome back to the Renada Collins Love and Wisdom Show. Today we're talking about turning negative situations into prosperity. Earlier we learned that prosperity is not just a financial gain. It's a gain of multiple things, be it family, be it relationships, be it business, clients, or anything. How can you turn negative situation into prosperity? The reason why I did this show is because I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and they had a bad review. And they didn't understand how to process the review. Like, no, because how many times we get reviews? We don't get reviews that much, right? But in business, it's like, what do you do? So how can we turn a negative situation into prosperity? The first thing I'm going to say is you must always respond to the review, be it good or bad. Never hide behind anything, because understand, people are entitled to their perspectives. All we have to do is respect it. Then you have to process it. Say, well, this person feels this way. What is my responsibility? What is it that I did to make them feel this way? Now, every time you didn't do anything to make them feel that way. So what you do then, you remove the personal effect that it has on you. Don't take it personal. Sometimes we look at reviews or negative situation as a personal reflection upon something I did. You're like, no, I'm not going to own this. This isn't what I caused. So now it's a reflection of what they may be going through. So then you have compassion. You take the compassion for that person because now you know it's not your fault. You're going to be compassionate about the situation, and then you try to reach out. You say, I noticed that you said this, and this. When servicing you, we spoke about doing this, and this. Would you agree that all these things has been met? Right? After that goes through, now you pretty much, hopefully they would have the sense of saying, taking ownership, right? And if they don't take ownership, still no. Do not take it personal, because it's not a reflection of what you've done. It's not a reflection of anything you did. They're just going through something. So hear them out, because it's okay. It's okay if you have the time. A amount of time, but you do want to hear, you do want to be respectful about the situation, and you do want to you don't want to take responsibility for something you didn't personally do. but you do want to acknowledge their perspective. Does that make sense? Yes. Thank you. I'm so happy because that's so important. And now that's from a review as a business owner. When we then think about our siblings, our family members, right? Or our friends. We have relationship issues, marriage issues, business issues, personal issues, money issues, love issues, just so many issues, right? Right? Some people feel threatened in some cases. Some people don't know how to process certain things. Again, you always ask, what is my responsibility? What is my role in this? What did I do toward this? Why is this happening? What did I do? If you have caused a thing, own it. Own it. Be responsible. Own it. Why am I sharing this information? Because it's important that we become strong, that our community can be strong, and that therefore we can communicate and live effectively with one another. Most people want to avoid negativity, right? As soon as you tell me something negative, in most cases, a person will like, you know what? She negative. No, she hating. No, I don't like this. We don't we hardly ever take responsibilities for our own actions. But I've learned that the reward comes in acknowledging, processing, and operating it. So therefore, you know what? I know I can talk a lot because that's what I do. That's what I do, right? So what I want to do is I want to give you guys here in the audience an opportunity to ask me what would I do. So this segment that we're going to go to right now is called the What Would Renada Do? So I know that we have a couple of questions out here in the audience, right? All right. So what I want to do is okay, we have our first person up.
Renada, I want to ask you, how do you stay positive in a negative situation?
Awesome. Well, thank you. I think that is a very good question. What I try to do is, first of all, be accountable for my actions, right? And when negativity comes, if it doesn't reflect me personally, I don't take it personal. So therefore, it allows me to stay positive. It allows me to be who I am. Reflect. Is this me? If it's not me, then I don't take ownership of it.
My name is Gwen Hawkins, and Renata, my question for you today is, how do I clear my mind of bad thoughts?
Wow, thank you so much for that question. How do you clear your mind of bad thoughts? Bad thoughts happens periodically throughout the day, right? They happen because of relationships, they happen because of business, they happen for so many different reasons. How do you clear your mind of bad thoughts? What I do is I ask myself, how is this helping me? If this doesn't have any value, I don't want it. Something has to be valuable to me because I am about building and building and building. So the only way something stays with me and resonates with me is if it brings value to me. So that's how I clear my mind of negative thoughts, by processing it, removing it, and giving it a system. Certain things get to stay and certain things has to go. And if it has no value, it has to go. Well, hi, how are you doing?
Renada, I am so glad to be on the show today. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
I am author Shaquana Jackson. And I need to ask you this, Renada, what would you do with all the negativity going on in our personal lives as well as our business lives? Are we in need of a mentor?
You know what? It is always great to have a mentor. But you have to make sure that your mentor is going in the direction that you want to go in. Because there's different mentors for different situations. So if you have a mentor that's negative, you don't want to be with that mentor. They may be smart, they may be intelligent, but what are they bringing to your positive vibe? You have to first put a value on your peace. You have to put a value on your happiness. And even though a person may have assets of being intelligent, being great, being knowledgeable, if they don't have that positive vibe that you want, you still have to exit out. Well, guess what, guys? So that was some pretty good, amazing questions, and I'm so excited about it, and I'm just happy that you guys asked ask me these questions. Later on, we're going to get more of you guys to ask questions. But what I want to do is reflect upon the questions that we just had, because they were all phenomenal questions. So that lets us know that in business, we have issues, right? We have negativity. In our relationships, we have issues. Within ourselves, a lot of the questions reflected self-assessment. What that is, that's great questions, because it's saying that we want to go somewhere. We want to be something in life. And we don't know if it's a self-reflection or a society reflection that is causing us to operate in a certain manner. So what we're going to do is go on a quick commercial break, and then we're going to talk about our own desires versus society's pressure and how do we process it for our own prosperity.
Are you ready for real talk with real people? It's me, your girl, Renada Collins. Come out to be a part of my live studio audience. Let's talk success and failure, love and wisdom, and so much more. For more information, go to www.renadacollinstv.com. Tune in to be inspired. Tune in to be cultivated. Tune in because you love real talk with real people. And that's the Renada Collins Love and Wisdom Show.
Did you know that each Dickey's barbecue pit is locally owned by your very own pitmaster? We smoke our meats on site every day. Hold up, I love this part. Chopped or sliced, piled high on a toasted bun, and call it done. It's not processed, it's a process, and has been since 1941.
Come to Dickey's, where we speak barbecue.
J. Lewis Ice Carvings, where we create beautifully hand-carved, custom-designed ice sculptures with you in mind, bringing a touch of elegance and ambiance to every event. Stop by our location today and place your order for your next big event. We're located at 781 Berman Highway at Suite 107. Or you can give us a call at 504-558-4428. We also can be reached on Instagram and Facebook at J. Lewis Ice Carvings. Remember, let J. Lewis Ice Carvings ice your design.
New Orleans, come on down to the Nola Palms Hall. We're located at 5961 Bullard Avenue in New Orleans, Louisiana. Let us host your anniversary party, bachelorette party, bridal party, graduation party, wedding reception, birthday party, baby shower, your birthday party, and more. Your event happens at the Nola Palms, and let them know it's your girl Renada Collins from the Love and Wisdom Show. That's you. Welcome back to the Renada Collins Love and Wisdom Show. Before we went on commercial break, we had some awesome questions. We have people who really want to know how to be positive. We have so much negativity in this world. And sometimes we're responsible, sometimes we're not responsible, sometimes we process it properly, and sometimes we don't. So what I'm going to do is reach out to the audience again. And I have a wonderful lady here with me. She was here in the audience. Her name is Miss Jada Hunter. And we're going to just communicate about, what she's dealing with or has dealt with or has a concern concerning negativity. Because I can have my own perspective, but I really want to open it up to understand and get to know other people's perspective. Welcome to the stage, Miss Jada.
Thank you, Miss Renata. How are you today?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for asking.
Great. So I have a question today. I would like to know, Where do you think negative emotions come from?
Ooh, Miss Jada, that is such a great question because negativity comes from multiple different things. It comes from rejection. The first thing I would say is rejection has a big deal with negativity. It comes from the unknown. People, they're more conditioned to be negative when they don't have clarity about a situation. I would also say that negativity comes from lack of confidence. And sometimes even needing validation causes negativity. People look for validation, they look for certainties, they look for, feeling accepted. And when those things are lost and when those things are missing, it causes negativity.
So I have something that I would like to say. I'm a young 18-year-old fashion designer in the city. So by me being young and coming into the industry, I get a lot of negative, feedback sometimes. And by me being African American female, it's very hard, for me and all of us black fashion designers in this industry. So how do you think that we should be able to cope with that negativity and what we should do, to stay positive?
I like that you asked that. The very first thing I would say when faced with negativity is just say, it's okay. I'm being different. And they don't get it yet. But I'm going to continue to do this. I'm going to continue to do this because I'm a trendsetter. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? When you're setting a trend, it's something different. It's not familiar. So therefore, it's not a reflection on you. It's not a reflection upon your style. It's a reflection that you're making a difference. So many people take negativity personal, and what they don't understand is it's not a reflection of something truly negative. It's a reflection of something different. So now I have with me here none other than the awesome Mr. Richard Jackson. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful today. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for asking.
Now, we had, like I said, we had a good show and a lot of good questions. I was always told that being negative or positive is a choice.
It is.
So my question to you is, when can we make that choice in our mind to be either negative or positive?
Whenever you have a desire for something great, you make the choice of being positive. Whenever you're ready to have a negative experience, you make a choice to be negative. So whatever you want in your life, you have the opportunity to accept, reject, apply, affirm, whatever it is, be it negative or positive. Choosing to be negative or positive is a choice that we have to make, right? Most people can say they choose to be positive, and yet they're very negative in positive situations. I would say for myself, I had to choose to be positive. It's because, I want to live a healthy, long, happy life, right? I'm faced with adversities. I'm faced with negativity. I'm faced with all types of things. Sometimes I'm able to reflect immediately. Sometimes it takes longer than others. And that's just being honest. I'm not about to sit up here and act like I'm always positive. Sometimes I have to just process things in my own mind and be like, this heifer made me mad, or that did this. And then I have to say, how is that helping me out? How is me being aggravated with him or her helping me out? So most of the times I just take to choose to be happy. So what I'm going to do is I have another guest here with me, Miss Chriselle Harrison. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing great.
Thank you for being here. So tell me, what is it that you would like to ask me?
First, I want to say thank you for having me on your show.
My
I'm very
pleasure.
honored. I am a second time, I was married, this is my second time being married. And with your wisdom, I would like to ask you, how do you keep the love in a relationship or in a marriage when 85 or maybe 75% you don't like the person? You can love a person,
True.
but sometimes you can't like their actions. So how do you hold on to that love
Okay.
in a relationship?
So I think what you're asking me is that, you have a situation that it's a battle.
Yes.
Sometimes you love them, sometimes you don't. How do you stay in love? What you do is you just know that it has fluctuation. There is going to be ups and downs. If you ever have a road that you see that is straight, you may be going in a circle for over and over and over again. But roads, even in going in a circle, there's ups and downs. There's ups and downs. You have to, first of all, know what does this relationship value to you. And then you also have to know that some things has expiration dates, like milk, bread, everything has an expiration date. Don't stay in a relationship, and I'm just saying what I would do personally. I'm not saying this applies for everybody because it's a case-by-case situation. Some things do expires. Some things expires before debt. Sometimes we think that the debt of a thing is to the existence of our life, but sometimes a relationship dies. And when that happens, you bury it, and bury it knowing that it's okay. Just like, okay, as you guys may know, I'm a mother. There's certain things that in that relationship I had to release, right? Certain things you have to release. You have to let it go. Now, with that being said, certain issues that's in a relationship, if it's a problem, has to be released. Sometimes we hold on to a action that our spouse done that has no real merit, but we give it more merit than it deserves. So first of all, you have to say, am I aborting this situation too soon? Does this situation still have life? Should it still have life? Why or why not? And then you process those things, and then you make your calculation decision from there. And then you have to say to your spouse, I'm feeling like this. Are you still feeling like this as well? Because when we did our vows, when we got into this relationship, it was because we were moving in this direction. I don't like that direction anymore. I really want to go here. But that can't happen if you're not communicating. So the first thing I would say is have open communication in a relationship. Speak with your spouse about what's going on. And then know that does this relationship still has life, or is it dead? Well, that's it for the Renada Collins Love and Wisdom Show today. If you would like to be a part of my live studio audience, go to www.renadacollinstv.com. You're going to be inspired, you're going to be motivated, you're going to be cultivated, but most of all, you'll be here with me, your girl, Renada Collins. Also, until next time, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You know the name. It's Renada Collins and Renada Collins TV. That's RENADA COLLINS. It's me, Renada Collins, and I want you to be a part of my social media, a part of my audience. I want you to be a part of the community, the Renada Collins Love and Wisdom Show. Thank you.